Good morning, friends. Earlier on, we had talked about what is mythology, not in the sense of mythological stories of various countries, but in the sense of what it really is. And mythology is something that has some kind of a story or an idea associated with it that is repeated so often that somewhere along the line we begin to believe that that is truth. Now, let's take a look at some of the myths that govern everybody's lives in living in this modern day. And one of them is, I have absolute freedom when it comes to making choices. Nothing can interfere with my free choice. Is that really true? Okay, let's take a look at that concept again. That choices happen from an area of the brain that is known as the will center or the choice center. And yes, to a certain extent that story is true, that yes, I can choose what I want to do, but I can't always do what I've chosen to do. I may choose to fly, but that doesn't mean that I can fly, and so I can't do what I've chosen to do. But now that's a very way out example. So let's talk about what makes us choose. Two words come to mind when you talk about choice making. Number one is nature, and the second one is nurture. What do we mean by nature? Everybody comes born with the DNA that they had no choice on. Mother and father both gave parts of themselves and what they had inherited into us. And so we have a lot of DNA in our system that is nothing to do with our choice making, but that DNA makes us do things that really we had not even thought of choosing. For example, we know that in alcoholics, that there is a type of alcoholism that comes directly from the DNA. It can come from the male line or it can come from both the parents' lines. And that person is kind of predestined to be an alcoholic because of the DNA in that. So really, how much of a choice does he have to be an alcoholic or not to be an alcoholic? So when we know of things like that, and there are lots of things that, diseases like diabetes, schizophrenia and all are passed on from generation to generation, not because we choose to, not because we have any say in the matter, but because it is there in our DNA. And so nature itself has a large role in making us make the choices that we do make. The other thing that makes it very strong to decide what are the kind of choices we make is nurture. What family were we born into? What were our parents like? How did they train us to think? How they trained us to behave? All these things have a role in helping us make the choices that we do make in life. When we look at these two things, nature and nurture, we are led to a conclusion that we would not like to have, that my choice is not finally as free as I thought it would be. And along comes the Bible to make that very real in our lives. Paul says in Romans chapter 7, for the good I want to do, that I do not, but the evil which I don't want to do, that I find myself constantly doing. So free choice is a fantastic idea. But you know something? It's not true. It's a myth. And here's Rohini Virathan signing off for Breakthrough today. Have a great day.